My name is Gwen Moore, and I hail from Wisconsin. And so I don't feel the same way that the Bears fans feel, quite clearly. But I do want to say that I was at the scene of the crime when we ended welfare as we knew it in 1996. I was in Wisconsin. I was a state senator. I had 100 amendments that would have addressed this problem. And what I am saying to you, I just want to repeat some of the things that have been said here already, that this flexibility was deliberate. It indeed, I agree with Mr. Dorch's characterization of it, is that it literally became a slush fund for states to do what they wanted to do. In our own state, we literally had people called diversion specialists, and it was their job to convince you when you showed up pregnant and one baby on one arm and the other at your feet that you didn't need welfare funds, and all of that profit could be used to pay bonuses. I even had an amendment that was directed at some of the vendors who administered welfare to say, you can't earn more than the governor of the state, because these salaries were so lucrative. So surprise, surprise, here we are, 28 years later, discovering the fraud and waste and abuse in this program. Give me a break. Really, I'm offended. So now that we're here, I'm just really happy to be associated with Ms. Chu and Dr. Davis's bill. I'm a co-sponsor of the bill that would remedy some of these things. Let me start out by reviewing some of the testimony of our witnesses here. I'm going to start with you, Mr. Adelson. I read your testimony and I was very excited. I was very stimulated to hear about how the reforms have worked, how the 13.7 million people who were dependent on AFDC cash assistance were cut in half, and that how these single mothers leaving welfare after 1996 reforms entered the workforce in record numbers, boosting economic growth and leading to declines in child poverty. And then we went on to hear about how they had higher incomes and less dependency, and these able-bodied people found work in 600 different industries, touching every corner of the economy. Families saw their incomes more than double within a year of, I got really excited. And then I started reading the footnotes, and then I got a little disappointed to realize that, this was, yes, 80% of the people in the first couple of years after TANF in the $16.5 billion we received were receiving some sort of support from TANF. And then I have data here, and I will ask unanimous consent to put some of these things in the record, because it really didn't square with what we know, is that we have the same level of poverty. We have 80% of the people who qualify, people who live in deep, deep, deep poverty, not getting the benefits. People in Mississippi getting, what did you say, Mr. Dorr? $236 a month in 2024. That's the truth. These data are not updated. It's not true. I just want to go on to talk about some other things that I saw in the report. You say that and also some of your data, the 600 industries, that's in Maine. So I want to congratulate you with whatever you did in Maine. Whatever happened in Maine didn't happen in Mississippi. Just saying. I also want to talk a little bit to you. So I want to know, Mr. Dorch, do you find it surprising, based on your experience as a state legislator who couldn't get any answers, that deep poverty rose among Black and Latino children in the decade after the 99-6 law creating TANF, and that indeed more than half of these folks don't just live in poverty, at the poverty level, but they're like 50% of the poverty. They're living in deep, deep, deep poverty. Does that surprise you?
No, I think there's some correlation between the people that are hurt by the problems with TANF and the interest from the state in actually addressing those issues.
Okay.